This episode is brought to you by America's Rehab Campus. Get on the road to recovery with the best rehab in beautiful Arizona. Dial 1-833-272-7342. That's 1-833-ARC-REHAB. All right, here we go. We're going to get started with this right now.
Uno, dos, tres.
Cinco, seis.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the Archers.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Arcast. My name is Buddha.
I'm Matt.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Michaela.
Man, this one's going to be a wild one, bro. I've been excited for this one for quite a bit. Who we got here today, Matt?
Well, we got this guy met probably, 13 years ago, 12 years ago.
Sure.
He's kind of known around the rings as the Vanilla Gorilla,
Oh, shit.
a.k.a. King of the Castle. Ooh, Zane.
Yeah. Give it up for our man, Zane.
Let's go.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. This is pretty sweet. You got a nice little setup in here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we got to turn the air off. We're good, though.
Ah.
For all the listeners out there, sorry.
Dustin, you got one job, dude.
One job.
We're not redoing it. You guys can hear the air for a little bit. We're good, though. We're solid. Thank you for coming down, man. How you feeling?
Absolutely. I'm feeling good, dude. I'm glad to be here. Thank you. This is very nostalgic. I've been here before in a good way and a bad way.
I heard you room with my uncle.
You know what? Ray was upstairs from me, but I went to him with some stuff. I had to peel some stuff off on him, and yeah, we were in the same class. Just put it that way. We were here at the same time.
You're alumni from ARC.
Yes, I was here. 4 years ago, Maddie?
How did I not meet you?
2018.
There it is. I'm in the Kipu. I know that much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, how did I not meet you, bro? That's tripping me out.
Yeah, it was Ray was upstairs, and I think Cassie had just come through, or
Yeah,
just
she was working here at the time.
Oh, that must have been the first time Ray came. I don't think I was started here yet.
the census was a little different. You know what I mean? It was there was 9 of us. Dude.
Like 15 to 20 in res.
When the food was catered every fucking meal.
Oh yeah, there was honey buns out and corn dogs all the time, dude. And we were eating.
That's great. Hey, you know what? I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh.
Real quick, you guys talk. Hold on, I gotta grab
Oh
something.
no, dude!
Yeah.
I don't like surprises, Buddha. What are you doing, dude?
Who's jumping out of this cake? Dude, is this sugar-free? Man, it's just getting all quiet.
What is going on right now?
Oh.
Dude,
Yeah. All right. Well,
You know how most people...
I can appreciate that, dude. Pass them around, dude.
Hold on, degenerate, dude. We got,
And it's
for those
like-
of you who can't see, you just got a bowl of meth with fentanyl in it.
Actually, because we are very health conscious now, he has some sugar-free monsters that were requested.
Dude, let's go.
I was sort of kidding, but not really. I appreciate it, Buddha. Thank you very much, dude.
Carter got one bag of M&Ms and it wasn't enough green, so I put some Skittles in there for you.
You know Carter's hands have been all over that bowl,
And I
dude.
appreciate you storing it in the bathroom too for me.
They were in the refrigerator, dog.
Hey, that's the good shit. That's the good shit.
Here, listen.
So I
know
asked
it.
Zane to
Crack that one.
do the podcast, and he had, of course, because he's a famous star.
Thank you, Buddha.
Request a few things, and he emails back and says, "I will take some green peanut M&Ms, and
That's
a
funny.
bunch of sugar-free monsters." So, see, we come through now. You better deliver on this.
Yeah, you never know until you ask, dude.
know?
That's why you ask.
Do you have any cool Prescott stories?
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is fun, man.
I got some Flagstaff stories for sure, dude.
Oh, shit.
So why don't
Salute.
you?
Yeah.
Hey,
Salute, guys.
Love you
thank
guys,
you for
dude.
coming.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Even you, little ginger
Little
snap.
He's a meerkat.
Little ginger
Oh, that's
snap.
fire. This one's no sugar, too.
So
Strawberry one, dog.
Heck yeah.
let's just kind of dial back to when the little gorilla was born. You know, what was your growing up like?
You know what? There was some blanks in the story. To be honest with you, I grew up with a single mom who was a gangster. Mother's Day came and went. Mom's been gone since 2004, but my mom was a gangster. She was all about helping people, and I think I got that from her. You know, because that's in my bones and my DNA too. She was on the volunteer fire department in our community. She also was
Where'd you grow up at?
Silverado Canyon, which is right outside of City of Orange in Orange County.
Oh, man.
The block.
You're a liberal.
You go to the block?
Yeah, I grew up on the blue side, dude. I didn't know what politics were when I was a kid.
That's the
you know?
dark side. Is people don't know.
But My mom, she helped people in the fire department. She was also a deaf interpreter. She worked with the March of Dimes. She did a lot of stuff that she didn't really need to be just to be doing it, right?
Yeah.
She was a seamstress, and she made wedding dresses for like our neighbors and, you know, my sisters, prom dresses. She, you know, people would bring clothes over and she'd, you know, stitch them up, and she was just all about service, right? And I didn't even know what that was until like I knew what that was. But anything to help somebody, you know, especially if they didn't ask, she liked that. She would help people a lot. And but there was no dad in the picture. Dad was gone when I was 2. Sister is also 14 and 15 years older than me, so there was a little bit of a blank and a disconnect there. They were gone and out of the house before I even knew what was going on.
Okay, so you were the only boy.
Yeah, right. And my uncle and aunt grew on hard times too, and we had a small single house. It was not very big, like 1 bathroom. We had a fireplace to heat the place, no air conditioning, nothing. It was California in the summer, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So my aunt and uncle moved in. They were supposed to be there 6 months, and they ended up staying 6 years. And they were a small family living in my house. And
Was it yours or your mom's house?
knock it off, dude.
Yours?
I just want to make sure we have correct facts here. This is going Wikipedia.
Well,
It was yours or mom's?
I was 4 years old. It was mine, dude.
Oh,
Don't-
yeah, okay.
Don't be ridiculous, dude. Of course it was.
It said play school.
I was running shit, dude, right? So, and then my grandma, who was very close to me, but not so much my mom at the time, she died when I was about 14. So by the time I got into 4th, 5th grade, I was already starting to like look for trouble.
Attention? Were you maybe attention?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. I was seeking
Feeling
attention.
lost.
I was running with kids that were older than me. I was, you know, trying to impress them, and they, you know, they were drinking and doing pot and everything else already, and I was 12, 13 years old, and it was just kind of normal. My sisters already had their problems too with methamphetamines and marijuana at that point in life too. So, I mean, I kind of looked up to them, even though I didn't really know them too. You know what I mean? I just kind of thought it was like the path I was supposed to be on, really.
No, were your sisters, they live close by in your life quite a bit, stuff like that?
So at this time, Matt,
Yeah.
is that what we're talking about? No, not so much. They dipped in on holidays and every once in a while, but my mom didn't really get along with them. Because to be honest with you, my mom had her troubles too
Gotcha.
when they were younger. So they put up with her and vice versa, and they kind of grew apart. So there was a lot of disconnect.
Tension, too.
Yeah, there was a lot of disconnect in my family early, and I felt it.
Yeah.
You know
Wow.
what I mean? And I didn't feel like
You really didn't understand.
I belonged in my own home when that other family moved in. My aunt and uncle moved in. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know, 6 months and then 6 years later, I'm like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
And what about your pops? Like, I know you said he wasn't there when you were 2. Did you have any type of connection? Did you ever talk to him at all, or was he just completely gone out of the picture?
That's a great question, dude. So I reached out to him when I turned 18 and I graduated from high school.
Okay.
And I said, you know, this is a situation. I'm thinking about going to the Navy. I'm thinking about going to college. I don't have any money. You know, maybe if you can help with a car or some books or whatever. And he gave me some load of shit, right? I met him at a burger joint. And he made me walk down the street from the house that I lived at because he was worried my mom was going to be there. She wasn't there. You know what I mean? It was just it was already bad from the start. I never even had a conversation with the guy 18 years. And I'm like, all right, motherfucker. So I had burger with him and he was telling me how bad his life was. And I'm like, I'm not asking you for shit. I don't want nothing from you. And then there was also the option to sue him for child support. That came up. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want nothing from that guy. He hasn't given me shit since. You know what I mean? I don't need nothing now.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was resentment there for sure.
My mom was also, we talked about this in a couple of the other podcasts. My mom was a seamstress too, you know, and she raised me and my brother by herself. But during this time, was she like working the whole time? Was she staying super busy trying to provide for you guys?
Oh yeah. So my mom was, I think she maybe took help from the state one time, but my whole life she did different jobs. She was an appraiser. She also managed a bank while I was growing up, and then she was always working. But she did stuff for the March of Dimes where they did productions and stuff. She was the head seamstress. I mean, she was really, really good with that kind of stuff. That was her passion for sure.
All right. And did you guys have a close relationship? Like, were you her little boy? Were you guys always distant, or like how did that?
No, so we banged heads because we were very similar, right?
Okay.
My mom was a lot like me. We were both a lot like each other. She was loving, caring, kind, nurturing, but at the same time, she could also be a little bit bipolar, like me. Just put it that way. You know what I mean? Like, she would sometimes be a different person. You know what I mean? She had migraines and she would get tired, and you know, this little boy falling around all the time. I'm sure that didn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom.
So what about like with school? Did you go to school out there your whole?
Yeah, I got kicked out of a lot of schools too. I started running amok early. You know what I mean? I went to private school when I was younger, and then by the time I was in junior high, I was getting kicked out a lot. I graduated from high school, and then I didn't do anything after that.
Attaboy.
As far as school goes, yeah.
Attaboy.
But I mean, I made appearances at schools, mostly for sports. I was there for wrestling and football by the time I was done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like when you did do stuff like that, like sports and school, your mom was encouraging the best way that she could. It's just it's just so hard for
my mom was on board with the good and the bad, all my bullshit. You know what I mean? She was. Yeah. I was her only boy. She always wanted a boy. She had that name picked out with my two sisters, and I was like the golden child.
Could do no wrong.
Yeah.
So in high school, grades wise, what were you rolling in?
Legend.
So I graduated with a 3.4, but that was my last semester because I was playing football and I skated by, but I was C's.
You know, but I mean,
3.4 is not skating by.
you didn't. Obviously, you're a lot smarter than that. You just didn't really
Tap into it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Dusty over
Yeah, I
there.
mean, it's debatable. I worked with him a little bit.
So sports, all that. When did you were hanging out with these older kids at, 13, 14? Obviously, it kind of progresses, right?
Yeah.
As you get into high school and stuff like that. What roads were you traveling down?
I was traveling down hanging out. That's how I would describe it. Like everywhere I went, I wanted to fucking hang out and just drink and smoke. I got along with everybody. Black, brown, Asian, fucking did not matter. What about
Lebanese?
If you had, I don't know. Don't start, dude.
That's our what?
Let's fast forward to
I don't know who I'm leaving out, dude. Jesus Christ.
Fast
So anyway,
forward to 2013, this parking lot.
If you had anything to smoke or drink or hang out, I was all about it. Yeah, I liked being around fucking people who were like me.
Did you ever like provide the stuff that you showed up to hang out, or were you just the dude that showed up to hang out?
It was a requirement that if you wanted to smoke somebody else's shit, you better have something in your pocket too, dude. Yeah, no, we all had our wares, dude.
Yeah.
Not all at the same time sometimes. But.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. But IOUs.
Yeah, dude. Gladly pay you Tuesday, dude.
I got you 2 hits next week.
So that socializing was a major part of you not having to deal with the tension and all that shit at the house, right?
Sure. And I like to be, I like to be social. I'm social.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It kind of shaped me who I am. You know what I mean? Just starting out being a class clown. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know that you can make a living being friendly. You know what I mean? Or yeah.
How?
Yeah. All I know is we go to the
You
gym
serve
together.
people-
I feel like I get.
You serve
Fucking
people
walked on one.
You serve people alcohol and be nice to them.
yeah.
That works
Well,
out.
that's a job.
Yeah, that's a job.
bartending
Yeah.
days.
So I mean, I got pretty good at that. Jack offs.
Yeah, go to Jack.
You have no respect for what I do, dude. No, but yeah. I mean, there's people going to trade school when I was getting out of, and people had like real plans and shit, and I didn't know what was going on. I
You
was like,
looked into the military, obviously, right?
Yeah. And then my mom told me, she says, you're going to end up in prison.
Like, I'm trying to be a
shit.
full-time hanger-outer.
You're going to end up in their jails. They don't fuck around.
They hang out all day.
And I don't like being yelled at, Buddha. Like, I don't. Like, someone gets this close to my face, it's probably not going to be good. That's not who I am. So the military was like, yeah, better go another way, dude. Matt's laughing ear to ear right now. He knows.
Nah, homie, you're
Private costs.
You're doing those push-ups, not me.
What is this? What is this shit?
not-
Jelly donut.
They're not bringing me my green M&Ms and my mom.
This high fructose corn syrup.
Bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Best part of you.
Rip your head off and shit down your neck, Private.
I just
love that movie.
Dude, just knowing you and the fact that you even looked into the military, I'm just like, that is a train wreck.
Oh, I was so glad.
For sure.
So glad my mom talked me out of it, dude.
Fucking this guy's got nuclear codes in his hand, dude.
Yeah.
No way,
He's
dude.
working his way up to
They
the
would have
top.
put me in the fucking kitchen with the navy bean soup, dude.
Here's your potatoes and here's your peeler, dude. Get to
peeler.
work.
I wouldn't have had a gun for 2 years, dude. No way.
Here,
So
the mockwood.
I mean, the hanging out and the social, like using and stuff and
Yeah.
drinking, like when did that intensify after high school?
You know
or-
what? That party never really ended for me. I'm not gonna lie. And I got married. I moved to Arizona when I was help me out, Matt. How 19, 20?
What brought
I
you
think?
out here?
We're
Like,
both
was
the
it-
same age.
Cost of living. I had a friend that was living in Tempe, and he's like,
Yeah.
save your money, and we're throwing this guy out. And I'm like, okay, I'll be there.
Okay, cool.
So I came out and I lasted like a year till the
That
summer.
94?
Yeah, 95.
95?
Till the summer hit, and I was like, "Fuck peace, I'm going home."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right? The first summer was hell.
Yeah.
125 or some shit.
still is. You never get used,
Shit.
you never get used to it.
That's not a
So-
cool day now.
I ended up coming back and staying with him again, and it was a fucking party.
Hell yeah.
It was a fucking party, like I like it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we were right by Tempe. There was pools in everybody's
We into
backyards. There was
quadrangles.
fucking 10 girls walking around half drunk. I liked
Quad.
it. You know what I mean? It was great. Oh my god, dude.
Love it.
Fucking coming in with the sound effects. Dude. All right. Yeah, so and then I met a girl
Yeah.
and I got her pregnant really quick.
Throw it in one more time.
It was fast and furious. I think I met Nikki in November. She was pregnant in January.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
living
Wow.
together. We were living together in March. We were married in July, and my daughter was born in December.
And
Wow.
divorced in August.
12
Is that
years.
a shotgun wedding?
Shotgun wedding. I was just about to
Yeah,
say that shit.
little bit. You know,
Was
what
she
I mean?
Latina?
Her dad asked me what I'm gonna do. I'm
She
like,
white?
I'm gonna have the baby. You know, what I
I'm
mean? Like,
gonna hang out.
deal with
I'm
it.
gonna
dude.
hang out.
I'm gonna be partying, dude. What, you got a trailer for me, dude? I'm going.
Did you had you met the parents yet?
No.
So first time meeting them, you got to tell them you got their daughter pregnant.
Yeah, and I was getting a little nervous on the drive up there.
Yeah, that,
Wasn't your ex
a 2.5 hour drive.
short dude?
Yeah, but he was no fuck around too. Like he
Yeah.
was from the old school, like in Inland Empire, Redlands area.
Oh,
He
God.
grew up in he had big brothers and they all beat his ass. So he
fucking
was
funny.
tough.
So he's just a little tough.
Yeah, he's like Joe Pesci a little bit. Like,
All right.
Yeah. My son's grandpa is the closest thing I ever had to a dad, dude. He's a gangster. And he policed himself out in northern Arizona for a long time. He has 3 or 4 businesses up there. And he was his own security guard when fucking there was no police out there. You know what I mean? Back in the day. You
Man.
met Matt, haven't you? No?
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah. He's
Really nice
he's
guy.
Very, very good hearted, dude.
Yeah.
But he don't fuck around.
That's just like anxiety central. I'm meeting your dad, and I got to tell your family that
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was fucking
got your
terrifying.
little girl pregnant.
And then 3 months later, we're getting fucking married. They love me.
You know, I mean, hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And then my daughter was born. She saved my life for a little bit, but I was still on the path of drinking whiskey alone at night. You know what I mean? After my daughter was born, I was still, the party was still going for me.
So you didn't have any like hobbies or anything that you like. Your mom had the seamstress thing. There was nothing that you saw that you were really good at other than like the
Well,
sports,
wrestling guys.
Eating.
Eating,
fucking
yeah.
eating and lifting weights constantly.
No, I wasn't even lifting back then. I was still kind of lost. I was just like, just got a girl pregnant. And I'm getting her married. What do I do? Go to work.
And how old were you?
20, same as the age as you when you had Rain. 22.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Okay,
Because our kids are almost exactly the same age.
Yeah.
Rain and Michael.
man. So where were you working at this time? Was that your first job?
Her parents owned a hotel and a restaurant, and I had been working in the restaurant business when I met her, so it kind of correlated and translated. I worked for a helicopter company at the Grand Canyon for like a year.
Oh, that's dope.
I was hot fueling and shit up at the airport. That was fun.
Sniffing fumes.
I was high on life at the Grand
Hot
Canyon.
fuming?
That was actually
That explains a lot.
That was a dope job.
Actually, Kyle, the one that works here for maintenance, he said that he worked at the Grand Canyon and he would tell me about all the deaths, bro, that he experienced when
yeah.
he was there.
There's
He's
a
all
whole-
people die all the
Lot more than
time
you
over
think.
there.
You don't ever hear about
There's
it.
a book that thick on it, Buddha.
Yeah, I have it at the house right now. Death at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
I read it. We used to sell it in the gift shop at my work. Dude. Yeah.
Dude, mobsters, people jumping off, people taking pictures, stupid shit, dude. It's crazy.
People jumping out of fucking helicopters, dude. The whole deal, dude.
What's the crazy? I mean, I don't want to get too far off topic. What's the craziest shit you saw when you were working there?
Oh, craziest shit I saw when I was working there.
Was it the thing with the bear and the peanut butter that you were telling me about that one time?
Shut the fuck up, dude. That's one of your dreams, dude.
Big grizzly.
No, I mean, I saw a lot of cool
Alaska.
shit, to be honest with you, Buddha. I didn't see a lot. I mean, I saw accidents on the road.
Oh man.
There was, pregnant
Okay.
women, you know what I mean?
Oh shit.
And-
Okay.
And rollovers, and there's a lot of bad driving going on up there. So we had our little fire department up there. But yeah, I mean, I saw some cool shit. People filming movies and, movie stars. Bobby Knight, I saw.
That's so cool.
Patrick Stewart came in. Fucking Patrick Swayze came
Ooh,
in.
Roundhouse?
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. Did you ever go to the bottom?
No.
No.
I've seen the people coming out, dude. They didn't look like they wanted to be down at the bottom, dude, when they got out.
No shit.
Yeah, it's a fucking rough day, dude. Yeah. No, I flew to the bottom.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Hey, it's all right. I hear
rolled.
I hear it's beautiful down there. I've always wanted to go hiking over there.
Havasupai Falls.
Yeah.
That's where you need to go. Peach Springs.
Can't get in there, though.
You
like,
can.
It's
like 12 miles, ain't it?
It's like
There's a will, there's a way, dude.
I
Don't
know,
give me that can't. Dude.
I've tried it though, but no, because it's dope. Like it's like crystal blue waters back there and shit. But it's like a 3-hour hike. But you have like the permit. It's only open like a few months out of the year.
They do it different.
And they
now.
closed it because of the last fire that they had. It absolutely demolished it.
Oh wow.
Up there, like the Havasupai Falls.
Yeah.
So I think it's been closed down for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Michaela.
Oh hey, Michaela.
Hey, girl.
It just flooded again.
Yeah, it does
people
that a
had
lot.
to evacuate out of
Yeah.
We were lucky enough to fly in. We there was an airport across the street from my house when I lived up there, and we had some connections. And the guy's like, "Yeah, you want to go down there?" I was like, "Absolutely." He was a little bit sketchy behind the stick, but we got it, and we got down there. Yeah,
Landed in the river.
he's no longer.
Where do you fucking land? Oh, it's a helicopter.
That guy's no longer with us, dude.
Yeah, he's in that. He's now in the book and sold in the gift shop for deaths at the fucking.
So did you have any kind of run-ins with the law before?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying before this time, right? So your daughter's born, you're working up there.
Yep.
You know, you're a helicopter pilot.
Oh wow.
Trying to be, Top Gun, but with helicopters, Black Hawk Down.
You own a hotel. You're a race car driver.
But was it, a lot of socializing and all that stuff. I didn't hear any like, hey, we had run in with the police.
I did.
Things like that.
Yeah.
What was
a lot of minor shit,
for?
Manny. It was
Theft.
fighting,
Assault.
theft. I think I had some shit that I was involved in, like drinking thing. I can't even remember. We left a bar one time and fucking my buddy hit somebody in the face and dropped her in the parking lot. It was crazy.
It's a girl.
Yeah. Well, she was instigating
but
it. You know what I mean? But yeah. She's a big girl. Just put it that way. Not that it makes it right, but there was a lot of shit that that when I was in Phoenix kind of carried up to Valley where I moved, and I ended up getting arrested. Like the first year I got married too.
Oh yeah.
Guy pulled me over, and he was a friend of the old man. It was a small town, and he puts me in the back. He's like, "I got to take him into town. He's got court dates and shit," and that kind of started some shit. But
Oh fuck.
But yeah, I've a lot of my stuff is stupid shit, and then basically not missing court or missing court, not doing warrants. I didn't ever stick a gun in anybody's face or steal a car or anything, but I did a lot of dumb.
I was just
shit.
asking that for like consequences, right? Sometimes consequences changes our behavior, but really in the beginning there was no steep consequences for the behaviors that were going on.
Correct.
So you had your daughter, you were drinking, you were partying and shit, right?
Yeah.
Was it something that had taken over your life at this point, or was it just like a weekend warrior type of shit?
No, it was like in the shadows, Buddha, if that makes sense. Like I was that normal guy during the day and, trying to maintain. And then at night it was, half a bottle of Seagrams and 7-Up.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So then it was pretty much every night. And then it graduated, right? My son was born. Tyler was born 4 years later. That one was planned. And we had an employee that was working for us, and he was always on the phone. He was in the kitchen. And we called him the little penguin. He's dead too now. But I walked up to him. I'm like, whatever you're doing, I want part of it. Right? And he laughed. He's like, I got to pay you now? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, and he told me what was going on. It was cocaine. Right?
Oh, shit.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be your new best customer. So that started me about 4 years into being married, maybe 5 years into being married. I started out with like, $40 a day habit, and I graduated to 7 days a week, 10 days later.
Oh, shit.
6 days. I used to take Sundays off. I thought I was doing something right. But yeah.
The Holy
Church. Yeah, for church.
It's God's day.
Yeah.
Don't be, this is Sabbath, dude. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Man, that's
So that was at how old were you when the cocaine habit started?
26, 27. Yeah. And it was not fucking, I did not put my toe in. You know what I mean? I dived in the deep end.
Yeah.
So you had tried it like before, or was
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like it because I was drinking before, and all of a sudden, next thing I know, my whole throat's swollen up, and I'm like,
Can't drink,
I can't do anything with this, dude. You know what I mean? Why is my fucking left side of my face going numb, dude?
That's a stroke. Just fucking stroking out at the bar.
Yeah, I'm worried about these monsters now, dude. I can be driving on the fucking I-10, dude.
So you're drinking, you're doing the cocaine. Your daughter's born. You're trying to survive.
Got a son
throughout.
too.
Okay, but
born.
you were doing the cocaine when your daughter was born, right? Or was this after your son?
No, it was after my daughter or son. So it's about 4 years. My daughter was about 4 years old when I started
Okay,
getting heavy into it.
and in your marriage, I'm guessing how
It didn't really go anywhere from there. You know what I mean? Like I fucking the plane was on the way down to the fucking ground.
You're just kind of playing motions, working.
Yes.
Pretending like you're involved with the family,
And
doing whatever.
And I was excuse me, I was picking up major resentments along the way. Like every fucking year there was something new with the resentments. Why do we live here? Why are we still working for your parents? Blah, 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 blah. Like,
Yeah.
shut your mouth, you'll be fine. But I could not. You know what I mean? Like I got angry. You know, and it.
Did you have a problem with anger issues your whole life? Or?
Yeah, correct. For sure. I mean, if something didn't go right when I was a kid, you know what I mean, on the phone, I would pull the phone out of the wall and throw it against the wall. I mean, my mom must have bought 40 phones, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like that kid. Kicking walls and doors. And I've always had a very explosive kind of personality.
And it's hard because I don't think I was like that, but my son has an explosive temper, right? And, you know, my dad, I love my pops, but he had his own struggles, right? So, like, when I see my son doing certain things, I try and make sure I'm like, bro, don't be doing that, man. You got to curb that, you know, that anger and stuff. But it's hard. I mean, being a little boy, being raised by a mother, it's hard enough as it is raising a little boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's something that's taken me 47 years to kind of keep, you know, Darth Vader inside.
Damn, you're 47, dog?
Yeah.
You moisturize or something. That's what's up. You don't look no
You're
47.
ridiculous.
Diabetes.
I don't look as old as Matt, dude. He's fucking 2 weeks younger than me, dude.
Older.
Matt's got his AARP card coming in here pretty soon.
Yeah, actually, we have those already.
Oh, shit, really?
Not
No,
Zane, but yeah, my wife is a little bit older than I am, and you can get it at 50 now. So
Dude, roped
she's
in a cougar.
like, hey, we're gonna use these. We get discounts, and I'm like, I won't even like use coupons.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Matt won't even. Matt gets embarrassed when someone else pulls out a coupon, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He
coupon.
gets fucking
You know,
pissed. He gets pissed when I put my fries number in at the fucking grocery store.
He doesn't even like when I ask for my change, dude. You know what I mean?
It's like, and sometimes you for birthdays or holidays, you might get a gift card,
Yeah.
and I flat out won't use them.
What?
Yeah.
I won't use
dude,
them.
I'm the opposite.
I
You know
won't use
that.
them. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But-
I'll take a gift card, dude.
Yeah, I'll take those gift cards too.
Sir,
bro.
would you like to pay 50% less for this car?
I'll punch a kid for a coupon.
no.
dude.
No, I want to pay full price, and I'm probably going to tip you.
Yeah. Is that allowed?
You know,
I'm half gypsy when it comes to just about everything.
don't
like
ask
that.
me why. It's just a weird thing. It's just the same reason I can't open gifts in front of people. I got to go in a different room. Like, it's just, that's my weird course.
You
But
do
back
have-
to the vanilla gorilla.
He
here.
won't take a drink after
Oh,
anybody.
there's
either.
a moth.
Here, Matt, take
moth?
it. You want a
Moth.
drink of this? No,
There's a moth.
don't start it.
So I want to make sure that we pause in between to give Michaela a chance to say something. Michaela, how are you doing?
I'll interrupt.
Are you,
Oh, okay, are you
are you
sure?
at least laughing?
Yeah.
If you can laugh really hard right now, I can just add it in different segments and stuff.
You should do a
No.
sound effect with her laugh.
Buddha, is
Just have it in there.
this the time where we acknowledge our sponsors right here? Like,
Yeah, our sponsors today are Monsters Energy Drink
Yeah.
and Green M&Ms.
Woo! Mars bars. They
Bring out the diabetes in you.
Yeah.
And Dustin's wearing
Snorting
women's
insulin.
shoes again.
Our sponsors are Liberty Medical, fucking diabetes supplies. All right, so back to the story, brother. So how long were you married for?
12 years.
Whoop whoop.
Wow, 12 years.
I don't know how it was probably, for her, it's probably about 8 years too long.
Shit, man.
But I mean, we maintained. We really tried for the kids. And we truly loved each other,
Yeah,
until we started hating each other.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It
Absolutely, man.
You were talking about your mom earlier. Your mom was able to meet the kids, yeah?
Yeah. My mom passed away when Tyler was 1. As well as Rhiannon was 4. And we took our last pictures probably like 4 months before my mom passed.
And how did your mom react to that? How happy was she? And like, she didn't know all the other bullshit that's going on, but she saw you, who were, mama's boy, her, star in her eye and all that. And you're giving her these 2 beautiful grandkids. And
Yeah, I really feel like my kids got robbed on her death, dude, because she would have been the best grandma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was an apple in her eye, that I was. So Rhiannon was like a diamond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just twice as good.
yeah.
And Tyler being the same name as me, because I gave him my name, little blonde toe-headed kid.
Yeah.
They didn't get enough time together. I really wish they could have. You know what I mean? She was there till the end, though. You know what I mean?
So how did this impact you inside? Because I know you probably didn't show much out, but I guarantee you this is probably
So that's when
contributing to the downfall of this marriage. And
that's when things got weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
What type of things were you feeling?
I didn't want to feel anymore. To be honest, perfectly honest with you, Matt, like I took my shit to a fucking different level.
Yeah.
So now I'm adding different substances in there, and I'm drinking like to the point where I'm passing out at the poker table that had everybody over at my house. You know what I mean? People were dragging me off, and like they would leave, and I would just keep doing cocaine till the morning. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And I was starting to get into dust off. I mean, you know this part of my story, so I was starting to huff gas as well, just dabbling in it a little bit. It's computer cleaner. A lot of people. I mean, if you know it, you know it.
What are some of the side effects of that?
Damn, that's nuts.
Dozing out is one of them.
Full on fucking
Crusty pipes, like your whole, I don't know, esophagus.
Your respiratory system.
It's on fire. Yeah. And you get the wah, 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 wah.
Oh, it's like nitrous.
It's gas. Yeah.
It's in like that's crazy.
You're in and out. It's
so
like, I've never done opiates. Like, I'm probably the only kid in Tucson or Phoenix that hasn't. But you lose time too. Yeah. You're in and out a lot. And I mean, I was doing it it evolved to I'm dabbling. Then I got divorced. So on top of my mom dying 3 years later, I got divorced. I think maybe 5. And now I'm doing that full time because my cocaine dealer got killed, and I got kicked out of my house, dude. So I'm living in my car doing dust off.
I mean, was it like cramping up your body, having weird reactions, like any other things that would happen that you had no control over?
The withdrawals are insane. I don't even know how to explain it, dude. But the withdrawals are fucking insane. You shake, you lose control.
Turns you purple too.
Yeah, it can kill you. I mean, there was times where I was just passed out, and the cans were everywhere in my apartment. I was throwing up a lot. The ants were taking over my new house. It was
Were you still living up there?
I tried to move out into Flagstaff.
Who introduced you to that? Because that seems like a very strange.
So my mom used to have it around the house when she was cleaning her sewing machines.
Really?
Yeah. So
what cream?
So yeah, someone told me when I was
the same shit. The whippets, that the same thing.
Yeah, it's like that air you get if you do the whipped cream.
One of my buddies told me when we were playing video games one night. He had his little Xbox or whatever. And we're playing video games. He's like, hey, that shit'll get you high. I'm like, get out of here, dude. What are you talking about? He's like, no, we clean the fucking Xbox or the Sony PlayStation with it, and you can huff it. I'm like, get out of here. And then next thing I know, we're passed out playing video games. Dude. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Playing with each other's joysticks.
Oh, what's going on here?
Why isn't he moving?
Trying to push all my buttons here, dude.
When did you get the gummy worms?
No, but that's how that happened, dude.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Dude, I mean, I could get fucking high in a closet, dude. I'll figure a way out. You know what I mean?
And how old were you when you first did that?
And I'm glad you came out the closet.
Shut the front door, dude.
How old were you when you first did that?
14.
Yeah,
freshman year.
So at this point, even being married with 2 kids, being stressed, there was never that thought of like, fuck, I shouldn't be doing this shit. It just kind of was like something that you just kept doing over the years.
Oh yeah, it never crossed my mind that I shouldn't be doing it, dude.
Wow.
I should be doing fucking more of it, and everybody should be doing it around me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how I felt, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I am wildfire.
And how did your wife ever catch you doing that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can hear it in another room, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
sure.
Like,
you can't really hide it.
It's got a very loud noise too, and I was high on cocaine doing it. You know what I mean? She caught me buying cocaine. She caught me fucking passed out everywhere around our house. I was walking around our house with loaded weapons.
Wow, that's scary.
I had my dog out in the front yard, dude. Don't fucking move. They're out there. You know what I mean? It was just. I don't know how I didn't kill somebody back then.
Or yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Probably because you lived out in the middle of nowhere, really, huh? Yeah, that probably saved a lot of grief for you. But
thank God.
You got divorced and then you moved into Flagstaff.
Yep.
And then
that's when the gas took over.
Okay.
So the gas took over and I started driving places. I drove to California high and it took me 4 days to get fucking, a 12-hour trip, dude.
Yeah, I flipped my car through the intersection on the 87 highway in the middle of the night, fucking off dust off. I thought fucking my car was full of people, and I thought someone in the passenger seat threw a blanket over the fucking windshield of the car, and I couldn't see. And I ended up fucking took my car through the 87, the median in between Mesa and fucking Fountain Hills, because I was serving in Fountain Hills, and I was doing dust off and shit, and I was driving home. Fucking went out, dude. Fucking went across, was facing oncoming traffic on the other side, came back. I got out of the car. I was yelling at the person to get back in the car. That's not even there. Right? Like I can only imagine seeing this like on video, like if someone caught it, because I'm yelling, I get out of the car, I'm yelling at a person that's not there 20 feet on down the street, right?
Yeah, that's called psychosis, dude.
Yeah.
Been there. Yeah.
So like, yeah, that shit's fucking nuts. Like
we've had some talks. I always
yeah,
forget that you're a duster guy too, but yeah.
It sounds like to me, just from all the things and stories I've ever heard about that kind of stuff, is it really does kill brain cells extremely
for sure.
quick.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I had that conversation with a
Absolutely.
guy that sat me down when I was in behavioral health and Flagstaff, and he sent me to CBH. He's like, listen, I wasn't listening to anybody there. This was about the same time, right? I ended up in the fucking hospital in lockdown, and I had no answers.
It's lockdown, so it was a more of SMI kind of spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. And I wanted drugs, and they were like, we're not giving you drugs, dude. I'm
you're
like,
not-
that's what I do, dude. And
That's how I manage.
Yeah.
That's how I manage. I'm not gonna be able to manage.
This place is full of drugs, dude. What are you talking about, right? So this guy pulled me in this room, this biker dude, and he's like, listen, dude, I have a client who is retarded now, or basically he's burned it all up, and he wishes he could have gone back and stopped. And he goes, and if you want me to have you talk with him, you don't believe me, I'll put him on the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, dude, he's serious, right? He's like, but if I can prevent it from happening to you, I'm going to throw everything I can at it, but you are going to fucking burn yourself up mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy shit. Cause I was drooling, you know what I mean? Like when you're doing that shit, you're like, you nod out, you drool the whole thing. And I'm like, he's kind of talking sense, dude.
It just literally cuts your oxygen supply off internally, like through the gas.
And-
Wow.
And he told me, he's like, I was in there for like 9 days, and there was an opportunity to go to CVH, and that's where he sent me. And I white knuckled it all the way down to my Suburban, dude. You know, all just the little shit that I had left in my life. Like what I have, clothes and a microwave and a fucking OnStar. Not much, dude. You know what I mean?
So did you, I mean, besides, you know, I don't mean to, I'm not saying downplay, you know, divorce, you lost your mother, any other like things that just happened, like that would cause you to internally, you know, be suppressing these feelings or not wanting to feel, on top of, you know, the things that you did share? There's a time period there after the divorce before you went to CVH. Did the things happen towards the end of the divorce? You know, was there guilt or shame during the...
I know what you're pulling at, dog. I get it. I mean, it's hard for me to talk about, and you know it, but yeah, so I went to a treatment center in California, right, before I ended up divorced. And I ended up being stupid in California, just put it that way, with another female. And I brought the relationship home with me on the phone. And before that had happened, I had come around the corner in my own house after drinking one night, and I was doing drugs, and there was a lot of people there. And one of them was a good friend of mine. And I was counting the cars leaving in my head, and I'm like, it's not everybody. There's one car still here, right? And I'm in the back bedroom, and I come around the corner, and I decided to go out the sliding glass door out the back, and I look into the kitchen, and my boy's got my wife in his, you know, mouth. You know, they're kissing, they're making out. And it's hard for me to talk about because I became homicidal after this too. So I went and I grabbed my gun.
Was he a close friend?
He was my best friend at the time. It was his twin brother, and he just got back from Iraq.
Shit.
And so I grabbed my 22. I dropped it. Thank God I dropped it. Right. And I dropped it, and she heard the closet. She heard the bedroom door because I was coming, and I had that gun in my hand, and I put her in one hand, and I go, where'd he go? And by the time I get out the garage, he's halfway up the driveway in his car. I told her, I said, we need to move or I'm going to kill him. Yeah, I meant it. He didn't come out of hiding for like a month. And I sat down with his brother, and I sat down with his cousin who was tough as fucking nails. I said, listen, I got to tell you why. If your brother and your cousin end up dead, this is why. You got to do what you got to do. His brother told me that. You know what I mean? And I knew what that meant. Like, him first, you next. You know what I mean? Like, that's just going to be how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I waited. And I talked to my father-in-law, and, you know, I never saw him. So I never had the opportunity. And then one day my buddy's like, he's over there. And I went over there, and I had my gun behind me, and I go, hey, what's going on, dude? I go, are we going to talk about this or what? And he looks at me, he goes, I'm fucking sorry. He started crying. I go, oh, yeah, all right. Well, that probably just saved your life. Probably saved mine too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, I get it. Like, you fucked up. You know what I mean? But now I have to regroup, and I was never the same after that in the marriage.
Yeah, and the only reason why, you know, you weren't going to share if you didn't want to, but I think that paints a picture for the person I know over the years in that stuck place sometimes you get into playing that same tape, you know, and over the past, you know, however many years though, like you've slowly and surely like been able to get out of that like black hole, you know, and that to me was just like a big piece of your story on why you got to the homicidal feelings, you know, from suicidal to homicidal, and like it's important to share because
it did me a lot of good to learn that lesson and to feel that pain. And it also, it fucked me up real bad at the same time, but it was one of the biggest God moments of my entire life.
Yeah.
Like literally, like I was intending to kill somebody that day and I didn't. And I don't know, I would be talking to my kids the rest of my life through glass.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm lucky. And I don't know how I didn't, something in his face just made me be okay with it. Like, and I was not okay with it. And it was like, I had to feel the pain on his face to, you know what I mean?
But you know how we talk about like life's full of decision after decision after decision, right? Like, and us as a group, we're notoriously, you know, known for making the wrong decisions. Like, that was a big decision in your life where Zane came out making the right decision, even though everything felt so just beaten and broken and just completely drained and demolished inside.
Yeah.
You were still able to make the decision that was best for your kids, you, him, you know, the soon-to-be ex-wife, and just everything in general, which just goes to show you that no matter what you're going through, you don't have to make a bad decision.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's huge for people to hear and know, because we sit, and I've been notorious for this too. It's like, why should I make the right decision when everything else is going to shit?
Well, me and Maddie, we've talked about this multiple times too, Matt. Like, we're all 2 decisions away from life in prison. Today, tomorrow, yesterday. Literally, you can...
Or death.
Or death.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but I mean, I was texting the whole way I was driving down here, and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You might not make it. You know what I mean? Stupid shit like that we don't even realize. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I mean, I could burn it all down walking out of here. You know what I mean? And your emotions, if you cannot keep those in check,
that's a big thing. That's a big thing, man. I mean, I relate to your story a lot in different ways, man. Like, I know, you know, my wife and I went through like some rough times. You know what I mean? And being in that dark part of your life at that moment, if someone was to tell you like, hey, in 10 years, bro, you're gonna not even think about this shit anymore. Like, you'd be like, you're fucking crazy. Get out of here, you know? Yeah. And I remember feeling, you know, suicidal. I remember feeling homicidal. I remember having those thoughts, right? Yeah. But it really is it's those types of things that make you, it's like they say, bro, a picture's developed in darkness. Unfortunately, your character and who you are, you had to go through some shit.
Yeah. But can you tell me the problems you had 6 years ago today?
Can I tell them to you?
Yeah.
I can tell you.
You know what I mean? But do you worry about them now like you did then?
Not at all.
See what I'm saying?
Not at all, man.
You know what I mean? So like every time I talk to Matt too, and like I know something's wrong and he won't tell me, I'm like, dude, whatever it is going to pass.
It's temporary.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
It's today. It doesn't have to be the next 10 days.
No.
You know what I mean? Like when you want to let it go or when God is ready to pull it out.
Amen. That's real.
It's done.
It's real.
So, I mean, after that, like, everything kind of spiraled down even worse. Like, you're thinking it can't get any worse, and it does. So you're white knuckling it down to CVH, which is Chandler Valley Hope, up in Chandler area.
Second treatment in 2 years.
And this is what, 2010?
Yeah.
You got there, and what was the decision? Like, was it, hey?
The decision was to get honest.
Yeah.
I started talking to people. The lady that intaked me, she started crying. She gave me a hug. And I was like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I think I needed the hug, but why is she crying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just start talking. I'm like, listen, I got all this shit inside and you need to fucking help me with it. I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, and I was just going to ask, so the difference of the first treatment center was you were blinded by opposite sex and not really into fixing stuff. Second treatment center, CBH, you pretty much knocking on death's door and everything else, and you made a decision to get honest.
Sure.
And that was what, a 30-day program?
Yeah.
You know, and did you like find somebody besides your intake person that you like kind of glued to?
Yeah. I mean, it was suggested to me by, remember Erin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was like, you need to go to these men's meetings.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I'm like, which ones? And so we were allowed to leave CVH. I had a car and I would roll with Vinny and a couple other people. And it was just like an excuse to go get cookies and shit. You know what I mean?
Red lines from 7-Eleven.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. So it was like, all right, cool. Yeah, we get to leave. Cool. And then it started to like make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It started to, they were talking about God, but they weren't preaching about God.
Yeah.
They were speaking my language of the addiction and the disease, and they were getting fucking better.
Yeah.
These people's lives were improving. They were smiling, talking about crazy shit.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, I kind of want that.
That's cool.
I want this to be in the rear view.
And when you went into the treatment center the second time, were your kids aware that you were trying to do better for yourself?
Not so much. They were still young.
Still real young.
So they just knew dad was out of the house and that mom and dad, you know, that's when she decided to kind of leave me. I got served divorce papers at CVH.
Okay.
In treatment. And then I saw my son here and there, and I gave her some money here and there. And my boy asked me, he said, hey, Dad, when you coming home? And I was like, I don't know, buddy. You know what I mean? So that's when it started getting real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, when I moved to the Valley.
Man.
She didn't come down when I graduated and shit. She didn't want no part of it.
And I hear you talking about, you said God. Did you have faith growing up? Was that something that you've always had, or was that something newly found in recovery?
No, so I had an understanding of God, but I didn't like it being pushed my direction.
Yeah.
Right. So when people, and there was a lot of hypocritical Christians in my neighborhood, you know what I mean?
A lot of them.
Yeah. And so that turned me off big time. You know what I mean? Like they would judge you outside, but they wanted you to come inside. I'm like, wait a sec, what?
Yeah, it's talking all this stuff, and then you find out later that they were touching kids.
Yeah, they were telling my mom that she needs to do this and she needs to do that, and mom was like, "Fuck you, get out of my house." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. So, there was but I always knew that there was something bigger. You know what I mean? Something greater, and it was defined. For me when I got into the program, it was like, are you God? Nope. Okay, there's a starting point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, most people don't get past that, bro.
Yeah.
So. I am.
So after you graduated from CBH, what'd you do? What was the plan?
Dude, I got a certificate and a crayon box, dude, and a tool belt.
Did you get a cup? Did you get a cup?
Yeah, I painted a rock, dude. Yeah, the whole thing.
No,
dude.
they do the cups at the CVH.
No, we moved into sober living, jackass. You remember?
No, you were like King of the Castle sober living, dude. Remember you?
Yeah,
came
I went to sober living,
Head
and they recommended I do that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, what is going on here? Get my bearings straight. And then like a month later, this is me. I'm like, I'm going to be managing this place.
Yeah.
This guy is a fucking,
they have like
he's a great guy, but I'm like, no, I can do this. Right. So I think 90 days into something like that, they started asking me to manage one house. And then me and Eric went and managed another house. Maddie was in by that time. And like Matt was in CVH when I was in there. So there was a crew of us. We knew each other and we kind of rolled deep, and everywhere we went, there we were. So that lasted about a year.
Heck yeah.
Well, one cool story. So we got 4 houses there at the sober living place we're at, and I lived in a house that backed up to this golf course, and Zane was down the road a little ways in this other house, and so we started pranking the other houses, right?
Yeah, it got good.
And I just remember, and Zane was like in charge of the houses and stuff, and we'd have a big meeting on Wednesday nights, and then also Sunday mornings. I believe it was Sunday mornings, but so we took chalk and all kinds of markers, and we drew all over like his vehicle's windows. We put condoms over his skateboard wheels, flour all over the front porch. I mean, just all kinds of shit. And I just remember he was so mad because on his truck, he used to always wear his hat backwards. Drew like this dude blowing another dude, but the dude blowing the guy had a backwards hat on.
Stick figures.
And I just stick figures. And I remember him so mad because he was trying to wipe it off, and there was a school bus stopped in the morning right in front, and all these parents like freaking out. And
they called Gonzalo, and I'm like, unbelievable, dude. I'm out there trying to scrub, and the school bus is right there, and I call these guys, and I lit into them, dude, and they were laughing, dude. He's trying not to laugh right now.
I'm kicking you out. I'm just like, click. We go to the meeting and he's sitting up at the front because it's like, it was like a boardroom where he had the owner of the houses and then you had Zane. And the owner's like trying to like not refrain from laughing.
Yeah, he was in on it.
So mad.
I was livid.
And he's like, I know it was you, Shelly, you motherfucker. Like, and I just laughing, dude. And he's just, I'm kicking you out. And I'm like, no, you're not.
We had some good wars. We pranked Faye's house too. We ran in there one time. They had these ceiling fans, and we got all these like newspaper clippings, like they were dollar bill stacks, and we unpeeled them and we just threw them into their ceiling fans and shit. Like 6 of us mob in there and do that like at fucking like midnight.
It was like a very fun time because I mean, geez, we were in our 30s, like mid 30s, and it's like. We
were high on monsters and we didn't. We had all this time on our hands, like, smoking cigarettes and like, you know what I mean, clowning.
But it was like exactly what I needed at that time, and we were in there, and eventually, I was like, I can't do this much longer for 90 days staying in the sober living, and we found this house in the
Tempe
hood. Mesa, right on Dobson, and
we look good in the hood,
right behind that McDonald's, right in Shitville. And I remember we moved in there, and. I was like, hey, this little boy, next door neighbor, keeps like trying to talk to me. So I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, my friend died in there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, what room? And he points to my room. And then,
shit.
And then, of course, telling Zane that he's real boy. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm like, yeah, somebody was taking their finger and rubbing it up my feet like, when I'm trying to sleep. But I'm getting to this story real quick. There was a big CA convention coming up. And I was like, I was at my lowest point, and this is to say something about Zane's character. Him and the other 2 roommates were like planning to go, and I was like, I can't go. Like, I'm not going. But the plan in my head was I had went and saved up this money to buy this most expensive, strongest extension cord. In the garage of this rental house, it wasn't built out, but it was framed, right? So I strung this extension cord up, and was like, okay, they're gonna be gone from like Thursday till Sunday. I'm hanging myself. I'm like, I'm at my wit's end. I'm done. Like, and he just like persistent. Like, come on, Maddie, you gotta come. I'd never been to like a convention or anything, and I was just like tired, dude. I've been on a cane. I was partially paralyzed on my left side. Like, I was just like in my mid 30s, and I was just like. Mid to late 30s. And I was just like, nothing was going the way. That's not how I expected to like end up. I was sober, but I was miserable. And I'm like, no, dude, I got shit I got to do, blah, 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 making up shit after shit. And, he, constant, Maddie, you're coming. No, fuck you, dude. I'm not. Go fuck yourself. And for some reason, dude, right before he was leaving and the other guys were already gone to go to the first start where he was running, he said something, and like I ended up getting in the car and going, and he didn't let me go home the whole time. And I remember like that saved my life, right? And he
love you, dog. And here's the thing, Matt, is I didn't even know I was saving your life, dude.
Nobody knew shit. And I remember a few years after, and I didn't say anything. He's like, dude, remember that old house we lived in? What the fuck was that big extension cord hanging in the garage for? And I was like, I hadn't told anybody about it. I was like, hey, this is what was going to happen. And, I appreciate, you fucking constantly, nudging me to go, because if you wouldn't have, I wouldn't be here.
It's big for you to talk about that, Maddie.
I gotta have AC.
Yeah.
Sorry, we good.
Let's give it a second,
It's
right?
fucking hot.
Yeah, it is. What's going on, guys? I'm so sorry to have to do it to you, but we're going to have to stop this episode right here. Thank you guys so much for listening, and make sure you tune in next week for part 2 of this week's episode. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Much love. God bless. Peace. What's going on, everybody? This is Buddha from the Arcast, and I just wanted to thank you for checking out this week's episode. It means a lot, and if you could share it with a friend or a loved one, somebody in need in recovery, or maybe somebody who just needs that little bit of extra positivity in their life, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you would like to join us here on the Arcast, either in the studio live or online, hit us up. The links are down in the show notes of this episode, and on there, you can find direct links to our main website here at Americas Rehab Campus and all of our social media platforms. Follow us. We keep the posts positive and motivational, focused on recovery, health, and wellness. As you know, in this modern day and age, we need as much love as possible, y'all. And as always, if you or somebody you know is in need of substance abuse treatment, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We're open 24 hours a day, and our direct phone number is 1-833-272-7342. Once again, that phone number is 1-833-272-7342. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love and God bless. Peace.